Thank you, Ms. National Band, for a wonderful introduction. Good morning, Foley students, staff, and community members. My name is Joel Foss, I'm the principal of Foley High School. Along with Mr. Peter Whitmer, principal of the Intermediate School, we have the honor and privilege of being your MCs this morning. At this time, I ask you all to rise as we welcome our other guests this morning. Please remain standing as the color are posted by the American Legion and for the playing of our anthem. Please feel free to sing along. This time, it's my pleasure to call upon Senior Brady Olson. He's planning to enlist in the U.S. Air Force. He will share the information with you about the history of Veterans Day. Thank you.
On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, an armistice for temporary stopping of hostilities was declared between the Allied nations and Germany in the First World War. Finally, what was then known as the Great War, or the War to End All Wars, was over. In 1941, today's modern Veterans Day programs began at Arlington National Cemetery, including the burial body of an unknown American soldier who was entombed in what is now known as the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. On the same day, in 1921, the bodies of unknown soldiers were buried in London and Paris. The ceremonies on this day are meant to symbolize dignity and reverence for American veterans. Armistice Day was officially recognized by Congress in 1926 and became a national holiday in 1938. In 1954, the honors of more than 16 million who served in World War II, and nearly 6 million who served in the Korean War and the others before. President Eisenhower signed a bill proclaiming Armistice Day, November 11th, now be called Veterans Day. In 1968, Congress moved Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October, but the significance of the November 11th day recognized the original Armistice Day. Congress formally changed back to November 11th, 1978. Today we honor and celebrate those people who gave up and continue to give up their security and comfort to ensure our freedom here in the United States. Thank you.
I call now on and the Foley High School varsity choir to sing the Armed Forces, Pride of America, medley arranged
Thank you, Ms. Marks and the choir. At this time, it's my honor to call up Mr. Dwayne Walters to say a few words. Dwayne served as an Army medic from 1965 to 1968. Dwayne is the current commander of the Foley American Legion. Dwayne and his family lived in the Foley area for many years. Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you, Mr. First, I'd like to say it's really good to be here. Of course, at my age, it's good to be anywhere. So, I think a lot of people here can identify with that. For years and years, I had a rock and roll band. And we played with some pretty big audiences in our day. But I gotta say, this is the biggest audience I've ever had the pleasure to speak to. So I'm kind of excited to be here. So I'm going to start off with by saying I did meet with Mr. Claus a couple weeks ago. And I talked to him and I said, I really don't write speeches. I don't like podiums. So I'm going to take this microphone off here. And I'm going to do usually what I do is just walk around and talk. I don't have any speech prepared or anything. So. But I'm going to start off by first of all saying thanks. And to the first school board and to the school administration for having a program. I've heard that there's a lot of schools that don't have programs. I think every school should have a program. And I thank Foley for having it. I hope that the tradition continues for an infinite number of years. So again, thank you for administration, tech staff, school board members. Well, I want to thank all the people that are showing up today, sitting in the audience, my fellow legionnaires, and all the veterans that are here, veterans' families, members of the public. Thanks for taking time out to come out. Appreciate that. Students, great to see all you students here. Grades from 4 through 12. So, my grandkids are here somewhere. I don't know where to hide my grandkids. And hi to my neighbors. I got a couple boys. My neighbors are here. I think hello to them. But you know, you guys and gals that are here, you're the future of this country. You're the future. You know? Some of you are going to be the great leaders, some of you are going to be members of the military, you know. And there might be one of you that 10 years, 15 years from now will be up here holding this microphone, telling about your experience as a veteran. So I hope you succeed in everything you do in life. When I see this many people, it shows me that patriotism, at least in Central Minnesota or in Foley School District, is alive and well. And touches my heart, it really does. Last thing I'd like to say is, I don't know who came up with the idea to put pictures of the former students who went into the military, to put those pictures out in the lobby out here. I think it's a great tribute to those individuals, and hopefully they've been back to see their picture hanging on the wall out there. So if you get a chance before you leave, folks, go out and take a look at that. All right, I told Mr. Claus this before, you know, if I get a little bit longer or get off topic, I told him to give me a shout out. I've been yelled at a lot in my life, and I can handle it. So if you get time, you just raise your hand and give me whatever. But, and I may be trouble with this too now. There's a veteran here that's right here. Well, I think he's some special recognition. And I noticed that you're not sitting together, that's all right. But he takes the students or has the students come over to the Veterans Memorial, and he talks to you about veterans issues. So maybe some of you students have already been there. If you haven't, or if you have, thank you. I hope you will again this year. It's the end of May. Also, he and his wife have put together some fantastic, meaningful displays and exhibits up at the Foley Legion. There's uniforms on display, there's flags on display, there's historical newspaper articles, pictures, memorabilia, I can't even say the word, but military things to look at. Now, if you get a chance, some of you already know this, some of you didn't know about this, but if you haven't been to the Legion, please go up there and look at those displays. They're making an impression on you, I think they will. And there's a misunderstanding. I think there's still a misunderstanding about the Legion. Some people think it's just a bunch of old guys that sit up there and talk about the war. That's some of that. But that's not really what the Legion is. It's a public place. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to be 18 years old, 21 years old. You can go to the Legion when it's open, and you can go in there and you can look at these displays. And they just recently put up one, again, that to me is quite moving. It's a display of the veterans from this area who paid the ultimate price, who got killed in action. And they took their pictures and a little story on each one and put it on display. It's on a bulletin board type thing. So again, please go out there and take a look at it. And like I said, I might get in trouble for doing this, but I'm going to ask Joe Caplet and his wife Jan to please stand. In fact, I'm going to ask everybody who's able to stand, and I think they deserve a round of applause for everything they've done and continue to do for veterans. So would you please, Joe and Jan, please stand up. And come on, everybody, let's give them a hand. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta say, there are gold balls for your friend. All right, and now, I don't probably run on or anything. We've had a lot of wonderful speakers here over the years. I've been to a lot of these programs. And you've heard the history of Veterans Day. You've heard some personal stories about what it means to them, personal stories about being in the military. So I'm thinking to myself, what do I have to do on Veterans Day? You know? What do I have to do? What do you have to do on Veterans Day? And I was driving down the pickup a couple days ago, and it's like a light bulb went off. Ooh. And I said, yeah, that's it. I can make the point, and I can do it in the fastest speech ever given at Veterans Day. So here's the answer I came up with. What do you have to do on Veterans Day? The answer is, you don't have to do anything. Nothing. There's no law, there's no federal law, there's no state law that says you have to go to a program, you got to go to a parade, you got to thank veterans. Yeah. There's no county ordinances that I'm aware of, no city county, no county ordinances, no city ordinances that say you have to do this on Veterans Day. The school, I don't know, I don't get a policy that makes you sit here. If you're not here, you're going to get expelled. You don't have a policy to. So again, if there's a program, you're free to come to it. You're free not to come to it. If there's a parade in St. Cloud, Veterans Day parade, free to go to the parade. But you're free not to go to the parade. If you want to buy veterans lunch, you want to give them a card in the mail, you want to say thank you, veterans, for your service, you're free to do that. But you're also what? Free not to do that. That's what I think, folks. This country is by far the greatest on earth. We got the freedom of choice to do all of those things. You want to recognize veterans? Fine. You don't like veterans? Fine. It's a free country. You can have that opinion. We're not like North Korea. We're not like China. We're not like, what's the other one? Iran. Even Cuba. You say anything bad there, so the consequences. Now, I'm not going to get into what the consequences are. So, we should be all really thankful for the freedoms we have. And we have them, and we maintain those freedoms because of people who are willing to sacrifice, to join the military, to join the military armed forces, whatever branch, and to serve. Not only serve, but to fight. And in some cases, die. So that we have the freedom to do what we want. Now, you just think about that. You just think about that. How lucky we are to live here. We got problems. We don't know we got problems. Right, left, Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. But folks, you know, we went through 160 years ago. People were fighting this side to fight that side, killing each other. That's so horrible. But we got through that. We made it through. So yeah, we got some problems now. We're going to get through them. The government's open again. Our guys did a good job, right? We'll pat them on the back. I'm glad it's open. You know. So I guess if I get a little longer, fine. If not, you know, whatever. Again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody coming out and expressing your views. And if nothing else, today, you know, the people that are here, that's fine. But this is for everybody. The people that are working, they did the job. It's not a holiday for them. They go to work, they've been there 8 hours, go home, and they might not even realize it's Veterans Day until they go to the mailbox. There's no mail. They say, oh yeah, it's Veterans Day. Government employees, of course, there's no mail. They all go to the office. But yeah, anyway, you're going to do something. Okay. Again, just everybody, please take the whole out. Just give a little thought to veterans. And if you're a religious person, please say a prayer for the military, people that are still in the military, that they serve their country, and that they come home safely to their family and friends. Now, last thing, I'm going to do a song for you. I wrote the song about 10 years ago. Many were drafted and leave their home. Many volunteered on their own. Young people all, young women, young men, leaving behind love and family and friends. Army and Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, Navy and Merchant Marine, the Air Force, the horrors of war, go return home for some memories that will never heal and can't be undone. Patriots are never asking why, doing their duty, oh, they're willing to die. God without the service for this country no longer home brave land of the free. It doesn't really matter, no, the color of your skin. All bleed the same way in battle as the combat veteran. Patriots are never asking why, doing their duty, yeah, they're willing to die. God, country, and freedom, whoa, they answer the call. As the song goes, all gave song, someday all. Debt we owe will never be paid. Let us remember on this Veteran Day sacrifices they made, and with reverence then sincerely say three simple words: thank you, veteran. Now, I like to play the last two lines, yeah. When it comes to the last three words, thank you, veterans. If you want to join in with me, I appreciate it. And if not, you're free not to. Sacrifices they made, and with reverence then sincerely say these simple words: thank you, veteran. God bless you. God bless. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dwayne. We are very fortunate that you're able to join us today, and thank you for sharing your wisdom and musical talent. We'd like to offer you one more round of applause in gratitude for both your message and your service. At this time, we would like to recognize veterans on staff for Foley Public Schools. Please rise as your name is called. Mr. Dan Carlson, Industrial Technology Teacher. Mr. Bob Adwalter, FHS and FIS Schoolkeeper. Ms. Tara Gann, FHS Dean of Students. Can we please give that a round of applause? At this time, the head students are invited to come forward to sing the song of the unsung hero created by Joseph Martin. Students, staff, and veterans and community members, please join us as we sing along to George M. Cohen, Your Grand Old Flag.
inside Foley 8th grader Noah Brown will be reading his favorite taps. Following the reading, the Foley Wind Ensemble will perform a rendition of taps. This piece is called A Celebration of Taps by Jerry Brubaker. Ella?
Taps began as a revision to the signal first English lights or lights out at the end of the day. The music of tap was adapted by the Union General Daniel Arthur, third grade, first division, 5th Army Corps, Army of the Potomac, in July 1862 during the 7-Day Battle with General Lee. Taps is used today by the United States military. The bugle call is sounded at funerals, reclaim, and memorial services.
Thank you, and for your performance. I now call upon the Holy American Legion honor guard to return to the front and ask that everybody stand. Please stand for remaining color, please stand for remaining as our cultural retired. Those who are retired. You may be seated. Veterans, members of the community, staff, on behalf of Mr. Boss and myself, I want to thank you all for your attendance today on this very important day. After the conclusion of the program, Foley High School students, please dismiss from the top down and return to your second period class. Foley Intermediate students, please follow directions of your teachers. Veterans of the community, in just a moment, I would like to excuse you to cross us out. Just as you came in, please consider joining us for a short reception in the auditorium lobby. Students and staff, please join me now in honoring all those who sacrificed in serving our country.